All right, item 58071, board forum. Anybody have anything other than the reminder that the convention coming up?
The only thing I want to say is, went to the ball game Friday night, and it was a fun time. There was a lot of people from Russell. I appreciate everybody that come out and supported the boys, and just kind of want to congratulate them on the season they had. So that's all I have.
All right, 58072, consent agenda.
Madam President?
Yes.
I move that we approve the consent agenda as printed.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda as printed. Any discussion? All in favor? Raise your hand. Motion passed. 58073, staff and student recognition. We'll start with the student recognition.
Still coming in, right?
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Ashley.
So we want to honor our students that scored at a level 4 last year on their state assessments, which puts them at the exemplary level. So that's a huge accomplishment. So we want to celebrate those students with you all tonight. So kiddos, when I call your name, I'll have you come up here. I'll give you your certificate. Smile for your parents, right? Because they want that picture. And then we'll have you go back out that way. Okay?
We're going to take a group photo in the gym.
Yep. Okay, Madeline Behrens. Yay! My mom. Okay, David Cottle. Okay, smile. Okay, go ahead. Camille Funk.
She's in Honolulu.
Wow. Okay. That's a good place to be. All right, Corden Cass. Turn and smile, okay? So we can get a picture. Okay, Sky Nip.
Come in.
Come in. Nice to meet you. Okay, Aurelia Leakley. Turn. Okay, hold it up so we can get a picture. There we go. Okay, go ahead, sweetie. Hey, Owen Mine. All right, turn for a picture. Okay, Grayson Ryan. Turn for a picture. Okay, Ellie Whitmer. Trace Whitmer. Lily Obermeyer. All right. Brenton Ryan. Okay, Alexis Davis. There we go. Wyatt Deathbridge. Gentry Dempewell. Hey.
Someone's here to
Okay. Alan Dolachek. Did I say it right? Dolachek.
What's up, Cam Pal?
All right, here you go, bud. And then it's Cole. Okay, that's what I have.
2024 state assessments,
Yes. Well, they were taken in spring of 25.
spring of 2025.
Yeah, so the 24-25 school year. Yeah.
Spring of 2025?
Yes.
Yeah, spring of 2025?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get
There
to
they
high
go.
school. Here come the high school. Yep, we're ready for the
Ms. Calvin, did you also do Simpson?
They do not take assessments.
Oh. But spring of 2025.
Yep.
All right, we got junior high and high school students who received a 4 on the state assessment. Some of the students are not able to be with us here tonight, so we're going to recognize those who did. And thank you. And we are going to start with Miss Emma Davis, who scored a 4 on English and math.
Look at your mom.
Isabel, look at your mom, she wants a picture.
Kylie Funk scored a 4 in math. Campbell Laughlin scored a 4 in ELA. Journey Wincheffel scored a 4 in ELA.
Isabel, you were supposed to
Journey,
stop.
look at your
Journey.
dad so he
Your
can
dad-
get a picture.
Hadley Brown scored a level 4 in ELA and math.
Hadley back up. Sorry, okay, Grandma.
Rogan Dumler scored a level 4 in ELA in science. Caden McCarthy scored a level 4 in ELA. And lastly, Evan Dolachek scored a level 4
In.
ELA.
Okay. Sorry.
Nope, all good. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations to all of them. All right, staff recognition.
Mandy, I have to give it. I have to give it. It's part of my job. You just wait.
I want to show up.
Yeah, you want some quarter?
Yeah.
We'll take one.
Sorry.
We'll get all the way to the pictures. Oh,
You want to take us out here in front of the people on? I
One.
don't know.
that's right, okay. We'll get them, okay.
All right. They sell them at the place. No. October classified staff member of the month is Alicia Boss. If she could come up here, and licensed staff is Lexi. You guys could come up here, please.
We'll do it after we read. I can't read it.
I know. You tell me what I help.
Right here, looking at the camera so all the folks can see you. All right, so our October classified staff member of the month is Alicia Boss. Alicia was born in Russell, grew up in the Seattle area, which she does miss sometimes, she put. She has also lived briefly in Texas, Utah, Oklahoma, and Idaho. She's married to Chris, and they have 4 children, Taylor, Mason, Lily, and Sharon. Her 2 oldest are currently living in the Seattle area, and she is in her 11th year working for her district and her 3rd year running the concession stand. She has also worked the 4-H food stand during the fair for the last 9 years. She enjoys watching movies in her free time, doing genealogy, cooking, baking, and spending time with her family. Excuse me. Alicia was nominated by a staff member, and here is what they shared with us. Alicia is a dedicated employee who works tirelessly to provide meals for Bickerdike students and staff. Her meals are always fresh and vibrant, and her kitchen is very efficient. She is friendly and engaging and takes pride in her work. We are truly blessed to have someone who cares so as deeply as she does, and we really appreciate her. Thank you, Alicia.
Okay, And our October licensed staff of the month is Lexi Lomcol. Lexi graduated from Hoxie High School. Did I say that right? Okay, good. Okay, Lexi graduated from Hoxie High School and began her college journey at Pratt Community College, where she studied business administration. She later continued her education at the University of St. Mary, where she earned her degree in psychology. During college, she was a student athlete, playing basketball for 3 years and volleyball for 4. After college, she began her career in education and has been teaching special education for 5 years, all here in Russell. She said that teaching special education has been an incredibly rewarding experience. I truly enjoy helping my students grow in their life skills and confidence, and I feel grateful for the opportunity to make a difference in their lives. In addition to teaching, she previously coached volleyball and basketball for 5 years and track for 4. Outside of school, she loves spending time with her family and friends. Her family includes her husband, Nick, and their son, Briar. Lexi was nominated by a staff member, and here's some of what they shared. Lexi's built great relationships with her classes and truly cares about her students. She's intentionally putting projects in place to help the students learn through real-life experiences. She set up opportunities for her classes to volunteer in the community and has set them up for opportunities to compete in the job skills competitions. Additionally, she has students participating in work-study programs in the community. Some of the highlights of her classes: participating in planting a variety of vegetables and flowers, egg incubation, recycling, shredding, and providing cleaning services to a local business. Seeing the students excited to learn, empowered, and purposed is what teaching is all about. Her class encompasses the USD 407 mission statement, and these students will definitely be hireable. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
Licensed?
And which is which?
This is Lexi, licensed.
Classified or
Licensed.
licensed? And Deanna licensed, right?
Yes.
Party. And you're?
Alicia Boss, classified.
She's a licensed party too.
That's right, I do.
And you recognize her, right?
Yes.
Alicia, right? Alicia, you recognize Alicia, right?
Yep.
$100 from community classrooms.
In the middle, James.
Good job. Good job.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
You're not in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna blink for you, buddy.
All right. Hang on here. Okay. Don't blink. Don't blink. Don't blink. All right. Blink break. Come on. Blink break. Blink. Come on. Oh, okay. Now. Don't blink. Don't blink. Don't blink. Okay.
Classic, buddy. Thank you very much.
What does Lexi teach?
Sorry about that, Morgan.
It's all here, right?
Well, if you ever can't make it, I'll do it. I think we can check.
Yes, yes, that's right.
Brett didn't get one, did he?
No.
All right, we'll move along then. Agenda item 58074, public forum. Jane, do we have anybody? She'll have to go look. No, I think they're. Yep. Mandy Trout, okay? Very quickly, hold on, let me read my little spiel. Do I have it? Yeah, why don't you grab that? I've got a, never mind, I've got a copy right here in my bag. Another rule.
It's in there.
No cussing.
3 minutes, 3
PG.
minutes.
No gun.
Hey, how's your mom? While we're waiting. Okay.
Thought I did.
That's another conversation.
I know I talked to you.
It's all good. It's right on the top of the page.
You found it before I found it, thank you. All right. Okay. The purpose of public forum is for the Board of Education to listen, not to interact. Speakers are to state their personal views or the group's views and are not to direct questions to a Board of Education member or to an administrator. Anyone wishing to speak in the public forum section of the meeting will be required to sign up before the meeting. Sign-up sheet will be available prior to the start of the meeting. No one will speak until the board president recognizes him or her. Speakers will state their name. Each speaker will be limited to the amount of time set by the board president. In order to avoid repeating the same items over and over, you might want to have spokeswoman or two for designated to represent the views of the community. If the audience does not adhere to the guidelines as stated above, the public hearing will be ended immediately. And we generally go 3 minutes. Board, are you okay with that?
Can you do it in 3 minutes?
Oh, I can do it in less.
All right, my timekeeper, so Mandy?
Well, my name's Mandy Trout, of course, and I was one of the co-chairs for the steering committee. And I just wanted to come tonight, and I wanted to thank the board for all the help and all the extra work that we put into trying to design a bond issue that was on the ballot for November 4th. We did fall short, but since then we have got quite a bit of feedback. Some of it I wish we would have gotten in the previous 2 years leading up to the bond, but there's a learning process that goes on with these things, and this is the second one that's been taken to vote in the last 5-6 years, and you know it's a learning process, and so hopefully we can kind of build off of that. We do have some momentum moving forward, and we just need to be able to build off that. And we do look forward to some of the most vocal opposition taking those spots at the lead of a lot of the committees, so we can really start to figure out what it is that we need, because there were just some things that needed to be switched up and changed to maybe make the bond issue a little bit more appealing to about 71 of the ones that voted against and shifted over to the other side. But I also wanted to take some time to thank the Schaefer Architecture, because they gave us so many resources going through the process, because we did go through probably about 15 different possibilities of what we could do for a bond issue, what we needed to do for the district, what we needed to do for the schools to make them ADA accessible, but also look at the safety of those. And they were always there to give us the printouts, give us the numbers that go along with that. So it was a lot of work that went into a lot of the stuff. And I think our USD 407, we have a lot of great things happening in our school district. We have some amazing teachers that get to be highlighted. We have support staff that also needs to be highlighted. But then I also think, as of right now, because I taught in the school district for 24 years, we have some leadership that we really haven't had as solid a leadership at all the levels of the school as what we have right now. So it is something that we get to move forward with and hopefully come up with some plans that is going to benefit everybody within our school district, especially our students and especially our teachers. And I just look forward to working with some of the remaining school board members that are going to be on here next year. And I do appreciate all the work that went into the bond issue and the committee meetings and everything along that. It did make my job a little bit easier, having people to talk to and kind of throw some ideas around with. So appreciate you. Finish up the year strong, I guess. There you go.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, and thank you for your leadership on the steering committee. We do appreciate that.
Wow.
All right, 58075 Curriculum Corner, the CTE update.
Wow.
Last month, we weren't at the Board of Education meeting because we had parent-teacher conferences, but at the same time, we were doing CTE planning with some community members and business leaders in the community. Two of the discussion topiks have come to fruition already, so I wanted to update you on that. And to help me with that is the main event, and that's Mr. Flynn.
Can't recognize you.
Not the TV's on.
Cody's working on it. Getting somebody else.
Yes. While we're giving that a minute to come up. So about a year ago, I became aware of a program that's actually a national program. Okay, thank you. This is through Wichita State Tech. I think this will there. I'll kind of roll this up so you can see it as we go through here. I became aware that they had received a grant from the federal government. This is actually a federal program that was started to address the shortage of what we call A&P licensed FAA mechanics. So A&P stands for Airframe and Power Plant. Through Jerry Moran and a grant that he had worked on with WSU Tech, the goal of the program is to reach out into high schools and introduce students to those possibilities of aviation mechanics. Now, it used to be called a FAA A&P license. They've since changed the name to an A&P certificate. Still, basically, you have to have a certificate in order to work on planes. Wichita being a hub for aviation and having the National Aviation Center there in Wichita, they started on this. Last year, I think they started with 3 high schools across the state where they introduced this program. Can be a 1 or a 2 year program, and what it is, it's 4 semesters of college credit that fulfill the general requirements for the start of that A&P certification. Once students have those 4 semesters of that totals to 16 hours of college credit. They can go and continue at any aviation center across the United States to finish that degree and get their license. Or, and I didn't realize this at the time, but the FAA also has a program, once you have those 4 semesters of general credits, you can go directly and start working under a licensed or a certified A&P mechanic, and you can get your A&P certification just through work experience on the job. And so about 3 weeks ago, I received an email from WSU Tech, and they asked if Russell High School would want to be one of their schools across the state. So this is just a tremendous opportunity that we were allowed to have. We're the 4th high school in the state to be able to have this program. The curriculum for it was designed at Clemson Center for Workforce Development. So it's an online curriculum with videos. There's some work text that goes along with that. There are a lot of labs. It's a lot of physics, some mathematics that goes in there. It's not just limited to students who would just want to go into the A&P. It provides such a good technical foundation for any career, really in CTE. There's a lot of work with AC circuits and DC circuits and electricity. So it really should have a really broad appeal to students. And we've also had discussions about if parts of this could be recognized as maybe a science credit through the high school, things like that. Wichita State A&P instructor, licensed A&P mechanic from Wichita State monitors the program, so they check in once a week with the instructor here. So our instructor here doesn't need to be A&P certified. So basically, we're monitoring the program, we're running the labs. She said that next August she'll bring up a whole pickup load of different stuff for the labs. The program is completely paid for 3 years by this grant through WSU Tech. At the end of that 3 years, then hopefully that program's developed enough where the regular state CTE funding in that aviation pathway would pay for everything. That includes, so students that would go through that would end up, again, with 16 hours of college credit from WSU Tech. Again, that would be transferable through this program, guaranteed transferable to any aviation mechanic program across the country. I know Tulsa has one along as with Wichita State, and then there are quite a few down in the southeastern United States as well. Other highlights here. The goal of this is really, it's something that a lot of students don't even think about. And so the goal of this was just to introduce students to this, to have them have the ability to get that credit and get started on this pathway. And just try to increase the number of mechanics that there are out there. Now, in different times I've got comments, well, we want to do things that benefit our local community and we don't want to be sending students away all the time. We want to have job opportunities for students around here. Part of this program, and the director down there at WSU Tech has already reached out to our local airport or the Hayes Airport, where our students would have that opportunity to do hands-on labs right at this airport here. But if you think about it, this is one industry that all of western Kansas has. When you think about all the crop spraying that there is every airport, there's the need for mechanics and also for people to do plane inspections. So once a year, every light plane has to go through an inspection, get FAA certified to be able to fly. So there are a lot of job opportunities right here locally in Hayes and in all of western Kansas that this would benefit as well. This is just a testament to what we've done so far in expanding CTE, the reason that we even got this opportunity. And is that success always brings more success. And what we've done with CTE, with the CNA, with the welding, it's not going unrecognized really across the state. And because of that, we were given this chance and this opportunity to introduce this curriculum next year. So it's a tremendous opportunity. I know I'm excited about it, and we're looking forward to getting this in Russell High School and really letting the community and surrounding communities know what we have here to offer students. I have a lot more information if someone has questions later on. You can see me. Is there any brief question now that I could
So how much space would this entail as far as your materials needing to be, do we need a space that would be dedicated just to this?
It's just a regular classroom footprint.
Okay.
So there isn't any extra space issues or anything like that. That was one of the questions that I first asked when they reached out to us about this.
Do you have any idea of the cost after that 3-year?
Not at this time. Really depends on, I have to wait and see what the labs are like. Some of that lab equipment will be permanent. I know there's some multimeters and stuff that will come with that. And so some of that, I don't know how much of those labs are consumables. When you're working with line fittings, things like that, there'd be some consumables there, but the tools themselves would probably just stay here with the school.
So you don't envision it being a big impact? Or
No, I don't think
sound like it.
I don't anticipate it being any bigger cost than any of our, like a regular chemistry class, or if we had a regular physics class.
Thank you.
So if you have this as a classroom, Kevin, would this just fit in? Would this need to be like 2 or 3 hours a day, kind of like the welding thing, or would this just be a 1 hour a day? What are you
Okay,
thinking?
so it's designed, I talked to 2 of the teachers that do it across the state right now. One school is doing it as a 1 year, 1 hour a day class, which they're running 85 minutes, but he has them 85 minutes every day. And so they're going to do that all 4 semesters in 1 year, which is kind of how it was designed.
Okay.
I think that would be pushing it a little bit. The other 2 schools do it as a 2-year program and just regular 4 semesters. So if we did it like that, it would, unless our numbers got very large, the first year would just be 1 hour a day. And then going into that second year, it'd be 2 hours a day, so we'd pick up juniors and seniors. It's only eligible 2 juniors to start the program in order to get the college credit.
Sure. Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm anticipating. Right now, we've talked about, like next year, I would fit room into my schedule to teach it, just because they want someone with some mechanical experience plus the math and physics part as well.
Sure.
Once I saw how that was going, then depending on how it went, what I had help with welding, we're looking at things how I can expand my class per student classroom in welding. There's things we can juggle around there, but eventually I don't want to do everything. We'd have to find someone else to do it. But
Could we clone you?
well, I don't know. Does that come with the double pay then?
Sure, yeah, we'll double your pay.
We'll get a CTE program.
No, that's not up to me.
So anyway, that's what we have. It's a great opportunity. I'm really excited about it, and I think we can generate a lot of excitement among our students and hopefully some students in surrounding areas too, because this is a very unique opportunity
Absolutely.
for high school students to be a part of.
Yeah.
Just a question for you guys with the CTE. One of the things that we had talked about a long time ago was advertising what opportunities we have through our CTE. Do we have something that's going out over the airwaves that people are viewing on TV and other markets?
So that was one of the things that we talked about at our last, or at our meeting last month, was marketing, and we actually have a marketing committee. They're coming up with a plan. I've seen part of that plan already. Wichita State has given us a press release. I've been holding that till you guys were informed of what this is. But yeah, we anticipate on getting that out. And yes, I would like to start advertising all of our CTE accomplishments in surrounding communities, because ultimately the goal is to let people know what we have available and those opportunities that aren't available in other areas for those students to be able to come here and take advantage of those.
So do we need to have a motion, Dr. Deputy Wolf, to accept this as a pathway going forward, or?
No, it'll, this class will be included in the curriculum guide for next year, but
Okay.
unless you want to make a motion.
Start next year?
Yes.
Start next year.
Yes.
2026, 2027?
Correct. 26, 27.
Don't you think we need to? Or not?
It'll be included.
I know, but I think we should put in.
Well, I think it's a tremendous
I do
opportunity.
too.
I think you should advertise our CACF, the Joshua Fund, in with the.
Yeah, that should be
There you go,
something
there you
too.
go. Yep, you're right.
The second item from that meeting that has kind of come to fruition is we've been talking about phlebotomy
Yes.
for quite a while. Kevin and Mr. Martin had compiled a list of items needed for that. We had it ready to go. A few weeks ago, a Reserve Perkins grant got to me on a Thursday. It was due on a Friday. And Katrina made it happen, and we were awarded $18,133 today. for
Yes.
that.
47.
What?
That'll cover most of the cost of adding that class to our health science pathway.
Thanks
Awesome.
for staying up all night to get a grant to happen.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Just a
Told me it
testament.
wasn't too bad.
No, I had to bother him a few times, but
What was the plant name?
Perkins.
Perkins grant.
All right. Congratulations, those sound awesome. I'm really excited. Moving on then, 58076, discussion items, letter A, facility priorities.
I have all the forms back from current board members. I also sent them to our new board members. So I will compile that data and I will bring it back next month in addition to our capital outlay spreadsheet that we go over twice a year.
Okay, thank you. Letter B, Russell Junior Senior High School building updates.
We have rekeyed all the exterior doors around Russell Junior Senior High School. I was a little nervous about how much it was going to cost, but it came back at $2,825. Moving forward, those keys will be in very limited hands to enhance the safety and security around the buildings. All employees will be issued a key fob so that they can be deactivated immediately, and so we can track who is in and out of the buildings.
Wow.
Okay. Thank you.
What- Are we gonna do this, I mean, as reasonable as that was, are we looking at doing that to the rest of the buildings now?
Yes, we wanted to see what it was gonna cost at that building first, but I would imagine Simpson, based on the amount of doors compared to the high school, would be $600, $700, and Bickerdike would probably be half of the high school.
Are we gonna use these?
Well, I think it's important to get that done. All right, letter C, bond election.
Yes, thank you, Mandy, for all the work that you did, all the countless hours. I think there were wins, even though it may not feel like it. You look at 2019, The percentages of yes votes were 37% and 40%. We hit 45% this time. I feel like there's a lot of momentum, a lot of positivity. I feel like the community acknowledges that things need to be done. I think it's just a matter of fact of finding the right things that need to be done. I guess my question for you is, where do we go from here?
I'm gonna speak first,
Okay?
I guess. First of all, I know everybody was, the next morning we had a special meeting and everybody was kind of down and, that it didn't pass. I chalk this up as a win, just based on the percentage votes. We gained 5% from the last one, almost 10 from the one before that. We're at like 67, 70 something votes to sway the other way. I think that's going to be fairly easy to do. I think we go right back at it in March with the special election. I know one of the biggest things I heard from people was, why is the gym being air conditioned and why are you putting staff bathrooms in the high school? So I think, I think it needs to go back to the steering committee, of course, and let community members make that, which with Mandy being elected onto the board now, we're gonna have to find somebody to take her position. I don't think you can chair that anymore as a board member.
I cannot.
And so, and then Nancy being on there too, one of us is gonna have to take a step back, whether it's Joyce or I or one of you two, because we can't all be on there at the same time. But I think there's, the playgrounds maybe could be added into that. Maybe we'll gain some momentum with those, and instead of putting the stair lift back in the Bigger Dyke, or the elevator, or I don't know, there's been talk about not even putting Bigger Dyke on the bond at all. So I guess it would come back to the steering committee to see, but I think they need to reconvene. We need to reconvene as soon as possible and get started, because we have to get this to the Board of Education by the 1st of January.
The state board.
But I think we keep trying. I told Jordan the other day, if it doesn't pass in March, we'll put it back on the ballot in November and just keep going. Eventually, people are gonna get tired of answering that question on a ballot, and they're just gonna vote for it.
Well,
And if they don't, then I guess they'll just have to keep voting the same way.
I somewhat agree with Brett. I was disappointed but not defeated. And I feel like we can, with Schaefer's help and get the steering committee to get a little bit more public input, we can make some tweaks, but I feel like safety and security of our students is non-negotiable. And a lot of what that bond was going to cover, tornado shelters, safe and secure entrances, I'm not willing to step back and just give up on that. I think we have to move forward, and we have to continue to work to educate our community. And I'm extremely impressed with the community support that we have had. And I feel like everything that's going on within our district right now is a positive. And if we just give up on this, we're giving up on all that positivity and that momentum that we have. So I agree, we need to continue, and that would be my recommendation, is to get a meeting set as soon as possible, seek out another co-chair, if Jordan will stay on as a co-chair or spokesperson for the steering committee, and just continue to just keep moving on.
Well, I don't think we can give up for the future of our kids, and I think that's what we all have in mind, and I know the steering committee, what they had in mind, and so many in the community that voted yes for this had that in mind. And, I like what Mandy said, we really only have about 72, 73 people that we need to, to bring from that no side to the yes side. And there's been some people that have indicated that had, if they had the chance to re-vote, that they would vote yes now instead of no. And I think if we continue to do our job as far as educating the community, and especially to those that were struggling with the information that was out there and finding the validity in it and all of that stuff, I think we can move that along. Originally, I was thinking maybe next year in November, but one of the things that I have come to really think is we have all this momentum. Everybody's been educated about it. Why not just go ahead and do that again in March while it's fresh in our minds? Because if we wait, then we have to re-educate all year long, and that's a lot of additional energy when we already have the momentum now. So I'm inclined for March as well.
I'm gonna put in what I heard from people. I didn't hear about the bathrooms at the high school. That was never anything that was brought up to me. The only thing that I had people ask me about or have their questions was about the air conditioning the gym. And my reply to them was that was what we heard from the community as one of the things that they identified as a need. And so obviously the ones that we heard from, some of the community members didn't agree with that. So I think that we go with March again. I agree that we have the momentum, we've had the education. Granted, it's going to be expensive to do it again. I mean, we've had 3 bond issues now in the last 7 years, and all 3 of them have failed. But when you have a special vote, it's going to cost $15,000, $17,000 for all of the mail-out ballots, and then you have to pay postage to get them back. But I think that would be a cost that would be very viable to get this forward for our district. I do think that the steering committee could possibly look at, Oakley was successful in their bond this year, and we might be able to, Goodland was not, there's several, but Goodland and Oakley are comparably sized to Russell. I think we could take a look-see at what Oakley did that we didn't do, and just maybe implement some of those things in there as well. So I say strike while the iron's hot.
I think, obviously, I don't know if this would be on us or steering committee, but I think educate the high school seniors that can vote.
Yeah.
Because that's a big, they're in the high school, they know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be something important going forward.
One thing I always thought about is that should have the seniors, have them register to vote. I don't know if that's even is that even a thing at the high school?
Yeah, we did that.
It does,
Okay,
yes.
good. I didn't know
But
that.
a lot of kids just didn't really know, understand, so a lot of them didn't vote
Mhm.
on the issue. So I think
That's
that
a
would be
good
helpful.
point. Very good point.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we need to keep moving forward. I don't think this is a place to stop. I think we need to keep going. One of the other things that I heard and that I had also considered was the length of the bond too long for the amount we were asking for. And so maybe that's something we can evaluate and see if that changes anything.
What are you thinking?
To me, a year per million it's more what I would think would be the right time. So maybe 15 years for this. Because obviously, as any loan works, that just reduces your overall cost. But I don't know what the difference is,
They
for anyone.
they only present it 20, 25, and 30 years.
Right, and so I don't know what that looks like, and if that makes that, something that's out of reach. And, I wasn't on the committee, so I don't, didn't see any of that detail, but just something to consider.
I do want to speak one thing I forgot, and I was the one that mentioned the high school air conditioning being things that people were complaining about. When people asked me about it, my response to them was, this isn't necessarily all about education, but this is also economic impact on our community. Because with having the gym being air conditioned, we can now host, regionals and sub-state volleyball tournaments and get people into town, which brings a lot of people into town, which we know that based on what we did with wrestling last year, and we've had sub-state basketball here. So with the new basketball goals being able to retract, that was one of Keisha's requirements to get that here. Well, the other requirement is the gym can't be over 80 degrees to hold those tournaments. That's something that people, if somebody asks you about it, that might be a talking point rather than saying, well, the kids are in there every day, which they are, but the other thing is it's gonna bring a lot of business to town if we do get this.
Yeah, because for every dollar that's spent in your community, it's estimated that it's spent 9 to 10 additional times. So for every dollar that's spent, whether it be in a tournament or even us building and renovating and improving our schools, that's money that stays here and then feeds families and does other things in our community. So, you're talking millions upon millions of dollars of impact for this community, and that's big.
Another thing I would add on to the air conditioning is a lot of people are asking me why we need it. Well, they don't realize that it's not just used volleyball, basketball. Like it's
every day.
Elementary school sports all throughout the summer. We're in there every day, so it's.
Yeah.
I think it's something that should be on there.
It is one of the few spaces that is actually used all summer, and it's literally the only space in air conditioning.
As a former PE teacher, it's probably the only classroom that is not educated also. People forget that that is a classroom.
Air conditioned, not educated.
Right.
Yeah, there's education.
There's education going on.
But I think we need to go straight ahead and don't hold back.
So schedule a meeting.
I would schedule a meeting ASAP, and I think we're all on board to move forward.
Yep.
And you guys, we're good until you guys take office. I mean,
Yeah.
all 4 of us can be on there until you guys, so we don't have to.
So you could start the ball rolling now, Mandy.
Yeah, get the ball rolling, and then we'll figure out who's gonna keep it going. All right, letter D, enrollment.
Our head count this year has decreased from 765 to 741. However, schools are funded based off FTE. Our FTE has decreased from 733.7 to 692.5. That will not be official until we are audited. Those are preliminary. However, this year we do have an increase in virtual students. So our virtual FTE is 13.2. That is something that's pretty new to our district. One of the biggest things for our district, over the last 7 years, we have averaged 70 kindergartners. This year we had 47 at count date. That's 23 below the average and 32 less than we had last year. So that has a significant impact. Our current projected kindergarten class next year is 53 as of right now. So those are things that we'll continue to monitor and look at as we adjust.
Okay, thank you. Letter E, policy KI, distribution of non-school materials.
A year ago, we decided that we are going to send all non-school materials out through Aptigee in electronic form, PDFs. We also said that we would revisit this to see if changes needed to be made. I think it's worked well, and I would recommend that we keep doing what we've been doing.
I agree. Do we need a motion to
We're not
maintain that?
changing it.
No? Okay, all right. Yeah, if it's working, if it isn't broke, it's.
I like it that, as board members, you'll get these notifications, and I like the fact that I get notified that even without digging through a backpack.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I like it as a parent because it
You don't
isn't in a
dig through a
backpack
backpack.
somewhere. I get it.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks later when they're crumpled.
Or it's okay, faster.
All right, letter F, roof repairs.
Neil has been struggling getting a hold of all-weather roofing. When we pushed those bids out, it did state that the work was to be completed by August 1st. It's my understanding that only a few sheds have been worked on to this point. If you look out here, you can still see all the guttering and everything. One of my biggest fears is that we're gonna have heavy snow and it's gonna sit on that roof and it's gonna come in and ruin that gym floor. Anytime we have a decent rain, it's already coming in. If you go walk through that gym floor, there are places it's warping. And if we don't get it under control soon, we're not only gonna be fixing a roof, we're gonna be repairing the hardwood. Neil was gonna continue working on getting a hold of them. I know one of our insurance people has been trying to get a hold of them and we've had no luck. I've reached out to KASB. I don't want to have to reach out to KASB on this. We don't have many options, but one option, if we don't get a hold of them and don't know what's happening, write them a letter, go in a different direction. But you also have to consider, if that's the route we take, we're gonna have to bid it out again, and it's gonna be a lengthy process trying to get all those to come in and get that approved for the work. So I don't know what you want us to do, but we'll continue reaching out to them and trying to figure it out if that's the direction you want us to.
Have you considered a deadline by at which point we give up on them and go elsewhere? Have we thought about that?
No, but we can.
I mean, it was supposed to be done by August 1st.
Yeah.
So we're already 4 months behind.
Yeah, if they can't give us a firm date that everything's done by it, and we've informed them that we're gonna have to rebid this and go a different route. I mean, we can't allow our property to continue to deteriorate because they're not.
Well, we accepted their bid because they were local and we wanted to support local businesses. So
And I
I
feel that
think
way
we could
too.
reach out to the ones that had submitted bids before that we didn't take because they weren't local and just see if they would be interested in rebidding. Didn't we have 2 other bids?
One other.
One
I
other
think
bid?
only
We had
2,
2.
right? Were
Oh,
there-
No,
2.
we had 3 bids.
Three.
That's what I thought we
I
had
thought
2
there
that
was
were out of
just
town.
2. Them and the company from Kansas City was all we had.
Oh, I thought we had 3.
That's what
we-
I
I
thought.
thought we had
2 for some
3.
reason.
There was only 2.
Okay, I don't know.
Well, if we're struggling getting a hold of them, how about a certified letter stating, if we don't hear from you by this date,
Yeah.
we will be canceling our acceptance of the bid and we'll be moving on.
You
I
want
think
that-
I think we have to establish a
We-
date, because if we don't, and we have to rebid this, and it's gonna take time, we're just spinning our wheels and
It's already
wasting time.
past the
Yeah.
date that it was supposed to be.
December 1, that way we
Yeah,
have the
December
information
1.
at the
If we
next board
don't,
meeting.
if we don't
Yes.
have work completed, if
response.
they don't
Certified.
respond to us
Yeah, because we need
by
to,
December 1, we need to
Then
move
make sure
on.
it's a
we need to
certified
know so
letter.
that when we come to our next board meetings, we can go
Yeah.
from there.
And, you know, they can say they didn't get the phone call, but they should get a certified letter. You have to sign for
You
that.
could even, my opinion is that we could get a special meeting and get it going for the RFP.
Yeah, if we need to.
Yeah.
Let's do it that way. All right? Okay, letter G, Early Childhood Advisory Council.
Hi, attached in the board packet, you'll see the agenda and meeting notes from our first Early Childhood Advisory meeting. Again, these are held quarterly at Simpson. They're a requirement for our at-risk program. However, we genuinely enjoy having them. You can see the people who were in attendance highlighted in yellow. There are a lot of things that come out from these meetings. One is it allows us to track again those kindergarten projections. Like he mentioned, we're looking at around 53. We talk about our speech numbers, and she usually provides some tips for us as well. Stacy covers all of our upcoming developmental screening dates and provides information about that. The hospital always comes, which is great because they give us flyers that we can help pass out to parents when they come in, or if they have questions, or we can get that information to the right people, which is wonderful. We really enjoy collaborating with them. ECC provided updates about their new director, Dawn Bush, as well as parents as teachers. We talked about the numbers that they have. Their goal for Russell is to have 10 families for parents as teachers. And we also discussed the idea of them, well, I think they're coming to our December board meeting and also doing a KRSL morning radio show to help promote parents as teachers. I know that's one of our goals this year. We talked about the possibility of a full-day pre-K program for the 25-26 school year, so you can see some thoughts that are attached there. And then every meeting, we have someone present, so it's not just us providing updates. Mrs. Hamilton presented on her overview of Number Blocks curriculum. That's a supplemental math curriculum that has been all grant funded. If you aren't aware, Ms. Hamilton does an incredible job finding grants, big, small. She's always working on one, which is awesome. It's why her classroom is as well built, full of all the good stuff. It's because she's always looking for ways to find grants, which I love. And Number Blocks, her curriculum was fully grant funded. So she brought in all the materials that she got from that grant, as well as shared videos that she's using and explained how helpful it is. She also offered to help any other local daycare or preschool, write a similar grant because she's already done it. So that was great. People really enjoyed seeing the components that she brought. And again, we have these quarterly. For our next 3, I'll just attach the meeting agenda, but since it was our first one, I wanted to highlight that process.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Any questions? No? All right, letter H, 21st Century Grant Evaluation Year 4.
Hi, it's me again. We have an evaluation done every year for our break time program. It's kind of extensive. They send people out to watch the program. There's questionnaires and surveys and all the things that you can imagine that come along with a large grant, such as our break time grant. It's really nice when you sift through the charts. You can see there's tons of data that we collect. Teacher surveys, parent surveys, student surveys. We track attendance and behavior. At the very end, you can see where they come up with some recommendations. And what's really nice is when you see recommendations that say continue, 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 because overall they're very impressed with our break time program. And I really credit that to Megan Klein and Chris McCarthy, who oversee the Simpson and Bickerdike side of things, because they do a wonderful job leading our staff. And overall, very positive feedback. I just attended the directors meeting in Wichita, and they said that while the future is semi-unknown for the grant, we should all continue to operate and believe and trust that the funding will be there. So we will work on that application come January, February. They haven't released the application yet to renew that grant. So we'll keep you posted on that progress.
Okay, thank you. All right, letter I, district calendar.
Included in the packet is the proposed calendar from the calendar committee. The calendar committee met one time to discuss calendar options. Overall, there was pretty much consensus. There were a couple questions regarding, do we continue with the start date we had, or do we push it back a week? And then another question was centered around, do we move new teacher orientation to give a break in PD for the new teachers? We agreed that we would send out a calendar survey to licensed staff. I have the results in front of me, and 65% of staff wanted to keep the start date August 12th instead of pushing it back a week. And then the majority of staff did want to keep the new teacher orientation the day before PD starts. So this calendar reflects the survey results. The only other significant change, there was a day in April 16th for Parent-Teacher Exchange Day. The way the calendar fell, you got your spring break, and then you have a long haul between that and the end of the school year, and it just, everyone felt there was a much-needed break in April, and I don't disagree with that.
You only have to remember about state assessments being
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Love those state assessments.
So, we need a recommendation for approval of this calendar unless you have any other questions or concerns related to this calendar proposal?
26, 27?
Yes, this is a 26-27 calendar.
Madam President,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we accept the calendar as presented by the calendar committee based on the supporting data.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the proposed calendar based on the supporting data. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passed. Letter J, Russell Junior Senior High School basketball goal update.
You want to take it, Mr. Sanders?
You can take it too. It doesn't matter.
This is
Thanks,
yours.
man.
Go ahead, go ahead.
All right, so the project is finally. So I want to thank the Bronco Foundation and obviously USD 407 for getting this project completely finalized. There was some hiccups throughout the way. They first started on the west goal the first day. I got called down, and I'm not sure how they did not pick this up early on, but they said, well, there's no electrical over here. And I said, well, yeah, it's into the wall. So we had to bring some electricians in, and thankfully they were able to make an easy fix to go to that shot clock and to that goal for the motor. And then we ran into some other issues on the north and south side with the conduit running that way, because the goals completely go up into the ceiling on both sides. So, but it was honestly a fairly easy fix while the electricians were here, and so overall, it's completed. It looks amazing. It matches our volleyball. Tyson Ravel was actually just telling me this morning that they go up and down without standing there for 5 minutes. So he was very appreciative of that, and like I said, the shot clocks will be very nice to have a year early so our kids can start getting used to it. You know, not this year, but the following year we're going to have to play with shot clocks for sure. So it gives us an extra year to get ready for it at home events. So like I said, thank you to the Bronco Foundation and USD 407 for making this happen for our student athletes.
Yay.
All right.
And the new goals are shot clock, right?
That's
Yes.
Cody's bringing.
good news.
Huh?
Cody's bringing up the pictures.
Oh, good.
It's not connected.
Oh.
Do you have them?
Okay. I have them, but it doesn't want to connect.
Okay.
You don't meet, wow.
I have them on my phone.
They're there.
There we go. On that one anyway.
So on these ones on the side, they will kick back to this door back. Well, wrong picture. So those are the ones up in the ceiling. I don't know if you can tell, like that's how high they get. So they will be completely out of sight when people are sitting there for basketball games.
That's wonderful, thank you.
Yeah, and so you won't have to worry about that basketball goal being right in front of someone's face on that side of the stands. They're really high up in the ceiling. And then the basketball goals on the east and west side, they will kick back off to the south. So they will not be in any playing for volleyball. So for regionals, it completely eliminates any issues that we would have potentially had for Keisha for hosting regional volleyball.
Wonderful.
Good,
So.
good. Looks great.
Because at volleyball, we had some girls score 2 points.
All right, moving along then, letter K, Bickerdike Elementary School plumbing.
This one is not as fun as the basketball goal. Over the last couple weeks, we've had to shut down the majority of the restrooms at Bickerdike. We have some sewage issues that's backing up. Neil has called Comfort Pro in. They've looked at it. Again, building was built in 1952, old cast iron plumbing. He's going to continue to look into options to resolve the issue, but there is a good possibility that we're going to need to do some significant work over the summer months to repair that. But I will continue to bring this to you to give you updates. Hopefully we find a quick, easy solution instead of ripping up concrete and floor and tearing out pipe, replacing it and relaying concrete. So
Did you tell him what I told you? There's that company that...
we'll meet tomorrow.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
a company, for those that are curious, that that you dig up on the outside and they can blow a plastic liner inside of that cast iron pipe. So hopefully that they can do that on this.
That works on clay too.
So we don't have
If the clay's
to,
not-
yeah, so we don't have to
Anything
break the whole floor out of that bottom or basement.
Oh, you mean the concrete would be great?
Well, yes, never-ending plumbing issues, aren't there? All right, let's move on to 58077, administrative reports. Anything, Jordan, to add to yours? I don't have anything.
Yes, I do. I have a couple things. In my newsletter, I've been trying to put our attendance data. That's something we said that's very important to us. And I know I went and sat with Mr. Sanders, and I think his question was, is that right? But the high school's attendance data right now looks so much better than it did at this point last year. So I know we still have a long way to go, but even if we just focus on the high school and we can cut that in half, it'll do wonders for our district rate. And I want to echo Brett, something he said earlier. Great trip to Southeast Saline for the football game. I loved seeing the community support. I made a comment after the game, and maybe I shouldn't have said it, but I'll say it again. You know, for a losing game, that was the best sportsmanship I think I've ever seen from a Russell crowd. And as superintendent, that made me proud to be a Bronco. And then watching the kids after the game, the coaches have done phenomenal with this program. They've developed great young men. There weren't very many dry eyes out there. Just great season altogether. Thank you, community. Thank the crowd. Let's continue. And then the last thing, I wrote it down, but again, I know I gave a thanks to Mandy in the steering committee. I want to thank everyone again. Over the last 2 years, no matter your contribution, big or small, if you joined 1 time or 20 times, thanks for coming and giving your feedback. It looks like we're going to go at this again. I just want to encourage everyone to get involved so that no one can sit here and say, I didn't know. At least come try to be part of the solution. When you do something of this level, it's hard to always get exactly what you want. There has to be some level of compromise. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the steering committee brings together this next round.
Thank you. Administrators, anything?
In my report, I failed to include that Raina Tomlinson is moving on to a statewide JAG position. We are going to miss her dearly. I'm still trying to find a nook or cranny so she can have an office at the high school. But we are in the process of finding her replacement with interviews on Wednesday.
Activities Director, Jay, anything?
2 things. I want to thank publicly to Southwind Bank and to Clemens. Southwind Bank obviously got the charter bus for community members, staff, students, our cheerleaders when they drove down to Cimarron. Had sandwiches on the bus, gave people blankets, which was the perfect, I mean, at Cimarron it was pretty chilly that night. I don't know how many people had came up and said something to me at Cimarron about how thankful they were. I mean, it's a 2-hour, about 40-minute drive, and they were able to kind of kick their feet up and enjoy watching our kids play. And I couldn't believe the crowd we had compared to Cimarron, really. I mean, from you're looking at that distance, we had quite the crowd, so I can't thank them enough. And then John at Clemens stepping up and having a pep bus for our kids. And Mr. Perez had said that it was an unbelievable crowd. I know it was a pretty close distance, but you know, our kids deserved that, and they had a great year. And so I thank both of those organizations for allowing us to have those. And then secondly, I need some direction from you guys on how we want to proceed with some of this. So we had 6 basketball goals replaced, obviously, and we have the backboards and the rims. We've actually taken 2 of the rims and replaced them in the small gym because some of them had some, things wrong with them. I have had people reach out interested in buying the backboards with the rim. I will tell you, we already had, I think, 2 or 3 in storage from the previous ones, and now we have
6 additional ones. They are completely stripped down, so there's really not much to it other than the glass backboard and the rim. But if people reach out, price tag, it's very difficult to put one on it. I believe that because they're just, stripped down model of a rim and a basketball backboard. Do you guys have a direction on price? I guess if we were looking to sell these.
What's a new one cost?
That's very difficult to ask because it comes with the structure.
Right.
And then, when they take them down, they take all that structure off. That's just basically with the iron on the back side of it. That's it.
Can we sell them without sealed bids? Jay?
Because it's property.
I mean, we sell the iPads without sealed bids. They're all $75, but I didn't know if we could sell those.
Declared a surplus property.
Yeah, I think you can.
I say whatever you want to put a price tag on, sell them. We don't need any more crap in the store.
Well, that's what I think we have 9 total. If someone's interested, I think you make it.
What's your thoughts on them, Jay?
I think it'd be really cool in a shed or something, if you had an opportunity to hang one of those. You just don't see those around very often.
But what do you think in the price is what I'm asking.
I don't really know.
I know, but I'm asking him what he thinks.
Are they worth $100?
I think that would probably be a good.
$100. Sell them for $100.
Have them do a donation to the curtain.
Yeah, I would say,
A
what are you willing to
donation to
donate?
the curtain.
Actually, you know what? Actually, I have found that if you don't put a price, people donate more than what you are wanting. So if you say that it will go to the curtain fund, or, I think just say a goodwill offering would be.
Yeah.
What are you
We don't
willing
need
to
to
give?
store anymore of that stuff.
Yeah, we have plenty of them.
Well, no, Jay's been dusting them, just so you know.
They're all.
Yeah, definitely, if people are asking you, sell them.
Okay.
Sell them. All right, food service, maintenance, technology, transportation, student reps, anything?
How are you guys doing with getting it out to the kids?
I've been working with Mr. Martin. It's a little tougher because I don't have one of his classes this year, but I've been working on maybe doing a newsletter.
Oh, good, okay.
And sending out information like that.
Thank
instead
you,
of
Maddie.
videos. Yep.
If anything for me, I think students are really excited for the MacBooks to come in. I've had multiple people ask me, how do you get that? When do I get one of those? So I think people are going to like them a lot.
Ask Mr. Campbell.
Next semester.
There's your answer.
Is there any thing that you guys want to see brought to the board that needs to be discussed that students are talking about?
The only thing I've really heard is they felt undereducated on the bond, but that's about, I don't know if that's
Well,
something.
tell them to come to steering committee.
Come to the meetings. Those
That-
public
I mean-
meetings are open to
Yeah.
public of any age.
Would it be possible, maybe sometime throughout the school day, to have a presentation to those who want to come about the bond issue and the importance thereof?
Yeah, maybe not even the seniors, but I think it would help for the kids, because if the kids don't understand, like.
I think that could be arranged.
And that could help with like healthy conversations at home too, just like.
It's just basic civic education.
Yeah, good idea. We'll put that down for the steering committee to consider. Okay, foundation committee, anything, Ron?
Really not, one of the things we talked about pretty much the whole meeting was, in reference to the bond. I think the consensus,
It's all right, I fumbled
consensus,
too.
get it out here in a second, was that, like we thought, we have a lot of momentum. So they're ready and willing to jump in there and help us continue the work that we think is important. But that's pretty much the meeting right there. It was a lot of talk about the bonds.
All right, then We need 3 of those executive sessions, so let's take a 15-minute recess. That work for you? All right, 15-minute recess.
So 7 o'clock.
Before the executive sessions.
You notice how we all run and run?
Yeah, you can hear it.
Can I put this chair down?
Yeah,
Because
that's
it
what you
sticks out.
Margaret.
Just sit down on it.
Joey, that cinnamon crunch.
Are we just gonna go back
Is
there?
it on?
Not yet, we're waiting.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
we're good?
Yeah, now the red light's.
Okay, all right, we'll reconvene.
Madam President.
Yeah.
I move we go into executive session to discuss student matters pursuant to the exception relating to actions adversely or favorably affecting a student under the Kansas Open Meetings Act, with the open meeting resuming in the boardroom in 5 minutes to include Mr. Perez and Ms. Cott. Is that right? Say it right? Count.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, we go into executive session to discuss student matters pursuant to the exception relating to actions adversely or favorably affecting a student under the coma, with the open meeting to resume in 5 minutes, to include Mr. Perez and Ms. Calton. All in favor? All right.
President?
Yes.
I move we go into executive session to discuss the superintendent evaluation and pursuant to non-elected personnel exception under COMA with open meeting resuming in the boardroom in what, 15, 20?
15.
15 minutes.
Yeah. First of all, Jane, let the record show no action was taken in that previous one. It's been moved and seconded that we go into executive session to discuss the superintendent's evaluation pursuant to non-elected personnel exception under COMA with open meeting to resume the boardroom in 15 minutes to include,
Yeah.
to include Mr. Perez. Okay?
You want me to start?
Yes?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I'm good. Sure. All in favor, yeah, well. Was taken?
Madam President.
Yes.
I move we go into executive session to discuss staffing pursuant to non-elected personnel exception under coma. Open meeting resuming in the 20 minutes to include Dr. D and Mr. Perez.
Second. Been moved and seconded, we're going to executive session to discuss staffing pursuant to non-elected personnel exception under coma. The open meeting resuming in the boardroom in 20 minutes to include Dr. D and Mr. Perez. All in favor? Motion passed. Go.
Let me know that.
All right, let the record show no action was taken.
Madam President.
Yes.
I move we accept the following resignation. Raina Tomlinson, play director at Russell Junior Senior High. New contracts, Luke Brandenburg, activity bus driver. Catherine Bruning, custodian at Simpson. And termination, Gage Brady, route driver for USD 407.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we accept the resignations, new contracts, and termination as read. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passed.
Madam President.
Yes.
I make a motion that we adjourn as soon as you announce it.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Meeting adjourned.